What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Do It Boys Do It Talk. I'm Wayne Shahaki Jr., aka Avengers Racing, and beside me I have TJ Gunther. TJ, go ahead and give yourself a shout out.
Howdy, everyone. Big Bird Buddy underscore KMA TJ.
And here with Riley Mac Bulldog Mac. Riley, give yourself a shout out.
What's going on, guys? It's Riley, Mac Bulldog Mac on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Awesome to be here. Thanks for joining, guys. And this is the first official Do It Talk. We've tried in the future a few times. I mean, in the past. But now we get to actually get an episode out with actual modern events. So, guys, great to be here with you. We got a few things to cover today. First, I guess we'll start with the big news. Tom Meents and Max D has announced that he is going to have his retirement season in 2024. We'll start with your thoughts, TJ. I think this is incredible that he gets to actually have a retirement season because, unfortunately, you know, Dennis didn't get to. Medusa sort of did. And I think it's great that he gets to go out with an awesome season, God willing.
Yes, sir. I 100% agree. I would have liked at least 2 more years, maybe, just because it's probably would have been better, or at least when he actually gets to an anniversary year, that would be last. But hey, man, hopefully it's going to be a good year for him. I mean, there's only one Max D in the field, and he's the last survivor of the Max D crew. So, I mean, I'm expecting some big things in the World Finals.
I hope so. Riley, let's hear your thoughts on it. I know you're a Tom Meents lover yourself. What do you think about this retirement season coming up, and what are your thoughts on it overall?
Yeah, man, you know, Tom Meents is basically what got me into Monster Jam back in 2012. He competed at my first ever show, and now we're basically 12 years later. I can't really say I'm too surprised. I feel like a lot of us did see this coming only because, like, you know, he's getting older, and it was the 20th anniversary this year. I feel like a lot of people, like, kind of expected it, but at the same time, obviously, it's still, like, very sad to see because, you know, he's one of the legends, if not the most legendary driver in the history of Monster Jam, up there with Dennis. So, yeah, but just like Wayne and TJ said, though, I'm really looking forward to him actually, like, getting his own, like, retirement season, unlike what Dennis had. So, yeah.
Yeah, I personally am happy to see him have a retirement season. Like I was saying, he's one of the only people to actually have a finale season and be celebrated. He is basically the Tom Brady. I know some football fans wouldn't like me saying that of Monster Jam, but, you know, it's true. 14-time world champ. He added many in 2022, and he's just one of the best drivers that the industry have, and he's really innovated it. I saw him at my first show in 2011 in Tampa, which was a mud show, and he did a sidewall in the mud. And once I saw that, I was a Tom Meents fan. I was a little bit before, but that really got me to the level. So, big question I have for you guys: with Tom Meents retiring, do you think Feld Entertainment will keep around the Max D name, or will we be seeing some type of truck taking that place?
Go ahead, Riley.
That's a really interesting question. You know, I personally, I don't know, I never really thought on this before, but I personally would say that I kind of hope that they don't continue with Max D after 2024, only because, like, I feel like Tom has really solidified that truck as his. Like, Max D is Tom Meents, and then once Tom is gone, like, I don't know, something about that is just telling me I feel like they shouldn't continue the truck. Like, I know with Dennis Anderson leaving Gravedigger, that was a little different because he's got all 4 of his kids, all 4 Andersons that are in the truck as well, which obviously that's really fitting. But none of Tom Meents' kids or anything like that are in the sport. So at least for me personally, I think it would probably be best to retire the truck after 2024.
What do you think, TJ?
I mean, if Cohen Eichelberger comes back, then 100%, you can have Max D. But if you're going to put Joe Smo back in there, I mean, I'm sorry if you're going to put Blake in there. It's kind of a hurtful feeling for Maxi fans to have someone that, Blake's been driving for a couple of years now as Maxi, and this year he was overseas mainly, but throwing him into it and making a big deal, I don't think so. So I kind of agree with Riley.
Yeah, I personally think the only way that sticks around is if, like you said, Colton Eichelberger makes a return, or even possibly Jared. I mean, they are Tom Mentz's sons, and to carry on the legacy of the Mentz name, that would be the people probably to do it. I had the pleasure of seeing Blake Granger drive a few times this year overseas, and he really does represent the Max D name well, and he's thrown down some of the most incredible freestyles I've ever seen internationally, but it's hard to see the Max D name stay around after Tom Mentz retires, like I said, unless his sons come back. So hoping for the best, but either way, I think it's a great thing, whether it retires the name or not, and hoping to see it stick around. But I guess we'll move on to the next topic, guys. We saw that a Monster Jam trailer that was heading to this weekend's Monster Jam show had burnt down on the highway, and I think it was Scooby-Doo and Megalodon.
Yep.
What do you guys think about that? I think it's crazy to see a whole trailer go on fire on the road.
Yeah, especially when it was going literally driving down the road, just randomly catches on fire. I mean, the odds of that, and no one really knows what made it get on fire yet. I mean, the bumper, the tail. I think that they had a tail, and I don't remember if they do or not when they throw it in the trailer. Probably not. But half of the truck's body, the fiberglass, was burnt off, and they didn't even show the Megalodon one. So I mean, yeah, I mean that's crazy. I mean that's California for you. That's all I gotta say.
What do you think, Riley?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Like as far as I know, I really don't think we've ever seen anything like that happen before, and I'm just very, very grateful that everybody involved in the incident is okay. Obviously, that's the most important thing, that nobody got injured or hurt or anything like that. So that's really good. But yeah, that was like the last thing that I expected to see the other day. We've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, and because of it, we have two drivers filling in. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the stats here to see who we got. But it's two Team Throttle Monster drivers, and it's really incredible to see new people filling in. We have Tim Hall Jr. in Scooby-Doo and Devin Winfield in Megalodon. So both of their debuts, and I think it's really cool to see them in the sport. Ashley Sanford and the other driver are at the show, but they're just watching as basically fans. So we'll see what Team Throttle Monster can do. I think that's pretty cool. And next, I wanted to talk about a interesting lineup coming up, guys. We all know the October lineups are always interesting. And I'll go ahead and tell you guys the Glendale lineup here. It's really unique. We were talking about it. Weston Anderson and Gravedigger, Colton Stevens in Thunder Roars, pretty normal. Corey Rummel, Megalodon, Armando Castro, El Toro Loco, making his return to stadiums. Son of a Digger, Ryan Anderson. Nobody in Monster Mutt Dalmatian just yet, but we are thinking that it's going to be, what's her name? Jamie Sullivan, potentially.
Oh, okay.
Caleb Blood and Soldier Fortune. Chris Kohler Brutus, bringing back the Brutus name. Jamie Garner Overboard. Now, here's the exciting news. Kurt Kramer and Ramunition. And there's no Ramunator, just Ramunition. Ryan Disharoon and Shaker, and Wildside Zach Garner. What do you guys think about that lineup? I know everybody's been shocked that Kurt's in it. It's going to be pretty interesting. We'll start with you, Riley.
Yeah, I agree. That is really interesting. As far as I know, I don't believe Kurt Kramer has ever competed in a stadium show before. So that's going to be really interesting to see. I'm looking forward to that. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be at this show, but, Wayne and the others, I'm sure will have great footage of the show that I'm really looking forward to seeing as well. But, yeah, Kurt being in the lineup, that is definitely a surprise to me. And we do have a couple of familiar faces in the stadiums, but then a couple that we're not as accustomed to seeing. Again, Monster Mutt Dalmatian is in the lineup. We don't know who the driver is going to be yet, but it'll likely be Jamie Sullivan. And if that's the case, that would be really, really cool to see as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to see how the show plays out.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. What do you think, TJ?
Thought the last would help. I'm excited. I mean, it's going to be a good show. It's just bringing back Brutus for Monster Jam. That's awesome. I mean, I love that truck. It's one of my favorites, and can't keep a dog down that long. And I'm glad Chris is driving that. Gives him a good feel. So yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't wait.
I'm really excited for it. I think Glendale's going to be a unique show. I'm not sure if I'm going yet, Riley, so we will find out. I was thinking, I haven't announced it, but there is a Montreal Independence show every one time a year. It's usually the Kohlers have done it, Creedence doing it this year, Vaughters is doing it, and Canadian Trucks, and it is in Montreal where Monster Jam used to be held. So 14 truck lineup compared to 12. I don't know. It'll
We
seal
know
the
where he's
deal if
going.
there's lawnmower racing. I'll tell you that.
Oh, that would seal 100%.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess we'll get on to a little bit of racing topic here, guys. We saw there was a crazy NASCAR crash at Daytona. What do you guys think about that? It was insane, and he went to the medical center. He was cleared, thankfully, the day after, and thank God he was okay, and everybody's happy to see.
Good, Harley.
Yeah, I totally agree. That was honestly like one of the scariest crashes I've ever seen in NASCAR before. And I've been watching NASCAR, like, I would say probably longer than Monster Jam at this point, like all the way back from 2007, 2008 was when I first got into NASCAR. And that was seriously like one of the craziest wrecks I've ever seen. And obviously by far the craziest wreck ever in the Gen 7. So I'm really glad that Ryan was okay, especially because a season ago there was a couple of different concussions with very, very small incidents compared to this one. And it seems like over the offseason from last year to this year, they really were able to modify the cars to be able to make them safer for the drivers, which is really, really nice. So I'm glad that Ryan was okay. And he actually was cleared to race this weekend at Darlington, which is really nice. So, yep.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad he's safe. I don't know if I would say, I mean, yes, that was a pretty terrible accident. Crash. And I would say the closest one we've had since something that bad would be when Chris Buescher started flipping over in Atlanta, I think it was last year. That I thought was the worst because he was laying upside down. But I mean, the amount of flips that it was Ryan Preece that had. Oh my goodness! It looked cool. It looked scary. I mean, it was crazy. It's you don't expect that, and yeah, Riley's right. I'm glad they fixed the cars for stop people having concussions because the bumpers. Anytime the rear bumper would hit a wall, it would almost give everyone concussions. They've been doing very well in fixing these cars and keeping them safe for everyone.
Yeah, exciting to see. And speaking of NASCAR, I'm thinking of going to the championship race, but I haven't bought my ticket yet. So we'll see what happens. It's only 30 minutes or less from our friend Zona Monsters, Riley. So we'll see. Maybe I could get him to go to his first NASCAR race. It's interesting to see a crash like that, a driver get out. It's such a blessing how far safety and the innovation in these NASCARs have come. And since we're on the NASCAR topic, I guess we could also talk about the 56 garage and what went down with that. Did you guys get to see the 24-hour Le Mans at all? For all those that haven't heard or seen, NASCAR put in one of their own cars into the 24-hour Le Mans, which is a very popular race internationally. All the manufacturers compete, and they were actually one of the top cars in their class and won the fastest pit stop in their class. So NASCAR's come a long way. They're now able to race in a top competitor field with supercars and muscle cars and even sports cars. And then they also did an event while I was in Monster Jam London. They did an event 2 hours away, and they did like a big burnout contest. So NASCAR's been basically taking a display car that actually runs and works and bringing it all across the world internationally. So now that's where we get those amazing NASCAR memes of Raw and the Eagles and all the stuff. And the funny Gravedigger meme that I'll put on the screen if we edit it. But yeah, another really interesting point about NASCAR, they've been displaying all over the world internationally, and I think it's something really cool to help push the sport, and I think the end of this season's just going to be the start of something even brand new and bigger next year.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Another topic I guess we'll get to here is, I don't know if you guys heard, but Hot Wheels Live, they've been doing international shows in the UK and North America, but they're expanding and they announced 3 new shows at Australia. I think it is going to be in Sydney, Melbourne, and Gold Coast. I'm not quite sure on that. But what do you guys think? Hot Wheels is expanding their promotion, moving to international parts where Monster Jam also goes. Do you think they are a bigger competitor these days than they are compared to the past few years?
I mean, I would say they're moving up, definitely for sure. They put on some good shows. You went to one recently, right, Wayne? You and
I
Riley?
did. I went with Mac, Blue Dog Mac. And,
yeah.
It was actually pretty fun. Totally different environment from Monster Jam. They do a bunch of glow show stuff, which is like LEDs on the trucks. And they also have like, big crazy music and very kid friendly. It's more aimed toward kids than the parents, I would say. It's a lot more entertaining. But for the adults, it's cool as well. They have this cool robot dinosaur, if you want to call it. I forgot the name of it. And it comes out, eats a crush car, and tears out the wire.
Robosaurus or something like that?
Yeah.
Something like that. It's really cool. And they do FMX like Monster Jam, and then they do car crushing and stuff. I think it's good for profit and stuff, and it's great for kids. What do you think, Riley?
Yeah, I totally agree. That show that Wayne is referencing was actually my second Hot Wheels show of this year. But it was actually, these two have been the only 2 I've ever been to. I believe this is year 4 or 5 of them doing it. And I was never able to make it to a Hot Wheels show up until this year. And yeah, it was definitely something different. This past event that I went to with Wayne was actually at the Blue Cross Arena in Rochester, New York, where I actually went to my first Monster Jam show that I was referencing earlier. And yeah, I do really like how they add the lights on the trucks and stuff like that. And it's definitely, very, very kid friendly. I can totally agree with that. But yeah, it was still a good time. And I think just like any other independent monster truck tour, I think, the more time you give it, the more and more it's going to be able to build up in popularity. And yeah, maybe one day it could really be up there with Monster Jam competing for, which one is more popular. So.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And I think they're going to be something that's more talked about in the coming years. And it would be so cool to see them do a stadium show, even I think, especially in a smaller stadium, not like a huge NFL stadium, but if they could do something like a soccer stadium or a college stadium, I think that would be much better than a huge NFL stadium, because they like to be more crowd friendly. And I imagine if they do it with crush cars, they don't want a huge floor. So I think that'd be really cool, guys. There's a few Monster Jam shows coming up this weekend. We have Monster Jam in, believe San Jose, California, September 1st through 3rd. And that is the 2 trucks that were burnt, that were replaced by Team Throttle. We have a Las Vegas Hot Wheels show. And we also have a Jacksonville Hot Wheels show. And then there's a few independent shows going on this weekend. And other than that, it sounds like about it for the arenas for Monster Jam. Just 1 Monster Jam show, 2 Hot Wheels shows, and a few independent shows. Is there anything you guys are looking forward to coming up? Any shows that you're attending?
All-Star. Definitely All-Star.
Agreed. Yeah. That's going to be my next show too. So
you mean Superstar?
Yeah, that's
right,
what I think.
Superstar.
You know what I mean.
Everybody knows.
I'm old school. Sorry.
Yeah, the last time we saw the All-Star Challenge was Las Vegas and Sam Boyd Stadium in 2019. I loved it watching from the computer. Never got to go there, unfortunately. Did you guys get to go? If so, how was it?
I thought it was good.
Unfortunately, I was not able to make it. It was a dream of mine to make it to Sam Boyd at some point, but obviously the opportunity has passed, and that's never going to happen now. But yeah, I saw it as well, and it looked like a pretty good show, and I am going to be going to the one this year. It's only about 2 months away from now, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Looking forward to that. TJ, were you at Sam Boyd?
Yes, sir. I've been there for almost all the World Finals I can remember, and I've been since like 2003 or so. So, wait, Raleigh, you never actually went to Sam Boyd Stadium? Oh my
No,
God, not you
Neither
too.
of us. Neither of us got to go.
Shame.
TJ, look, what was your experience with the All-Star Challenge in 2019? Because it was so unique for the fans to watch, but I'm sure it's cool for you being there in freaking person. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I was standing there when they were picking the order when Scott Buteau and Tom Meents were arguing about who they're going to pick up against, and just that experience alone with like the 20, 30 people, 40 people around, just watching them actually like put the stickers and the names of everywhere and for their lineup for the racing, that was the best part. Watching them actually get like in each other's face and kind of like butt heads a little bit. And then, certain drivers wanted to race each other. They even made sure certain drivers could race each other. So, I mean, the whole experience was fun. It's more laid back. It's definitely, family friendly more than a regular show would be, obviously, because there's more going on than a regular show. And compared to World Finals, they have everything. So this is for the All-Star event. Yeah, I mean, it's just a different experience. Is all I can say. It's awesome.
That's really cool, and I got to watch fan footage and stuff. It's cool. Nothing like being there, I'm sure. One specific moment, what was it like seeing Cynthia and Jim send it and blow their tires off, literally?
Yeah, Cynthia got some sick air. I don't think I've ever seen bigger air than hers. I mean, Tyler Duke was close that one year after watching Dennis just nose pick it, and that's when he won his World Finals. So I mean, she did basically the same thing as Dennis Harrison did. Just she didn't lay it on a ramp; she just laid it like on the ground. So it's just the amount of money that Monster Jam spent on fixing those trucks that week. I can't imagine that bill.
I don't want it. I'm passing it to the next person.
Yeah.
As the trendy YouTubers are going, want to double it and pass it to the next person.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think we're all going to the Superstar Challenge. Am I right?
Yes. 100%.
Yes, sir.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's going to be a 12-truck lineup or 14? I'm pretty sure they announced
14.
it.
I hope 14. Oh, they did?
I think it was 14 that they announced. I'm not fully sure.
But
Well,
I would hope so because, the more trucks, the better. I mean, I don't care. Put 100 trucks out there for all I care. It's not money coming out of my pocket. So, I mean, I'm sure if there was 100 trucks, the show would be a little bit more expensive. But, more trucks, the better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that venue for all of those that haven't been to Sam Boyd, including myself, I think that would be one of the coolest venues for them to host World Finals in. I think they'd have to upcharge the tickets a little bit because of how limited the tickets are. But I think it would be one of the coolest ones. It's one of the most unique tracks. There's a lot of room, a lot of space to build unique tracks because it's a baseball field. It's not an NFL stadium. It's not as big as Glendale. However, it does have a, interesting shape, if you want to say. Guys, I got to ask, Bari and Kristen are the team drafters. So what do you think your opinions would be on a lineup? Would you like to give a few predictions on a few drivers getting in? If not, give it your all. TJ, give it a start.
Oh, I got to start?
Uh-huh.
Well, I already know Tom Meents is going to be there. I mean, come on, man. It's going to be his last – this is coming to his last year. So what team should he be on? Well, it depends on how much they want to get into it. I mean, you saw the Fire and Ice. They had some decent Fire and Ice, almost, even though they had flags. and you have different grave diggers. How much are you gonna spend to make it neon and what was the other thing?
Nitro.
Nitro. That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what you're gonna do for nitro when I decide. I know what you could do with neon. It's not the neon. It's not that much difference. Just make it look brighter. Like, I am a fan of the neon Toddler Duke Megalodon. I thought that was pretty decent as a new change.
Yeah.
A little bit more like a different name. I'm gonna not say on or we're doing this, but I mean it's cool. A neon gravedigger kind of be the same. Might be a little brighter. You can get a little bit of leeway with that. But I don't know what else you could do. I mean, nitro. What are you gonna do for nitro?
Not sure. Riley, what are your thoughts on the lineup? Do you think there would be any unique drivers we couldn't guess? If not, what do you think on your predictions?
Yeah, so like TJ was saying, we all know earlier this year at World Finals, we saw a sneak peek of what the neon trucks are going to look like with Megalodon, obviously, who had the main highlight from World Finals with that insane backflip that I'm still like just speechless about. But yeah, that's obviously what they're going to do for the Nitro. I really like how they had the green sidewalls as well. I think it really made it stand out. And as far as the Nitro, I honestly have no idea what they're going to do. And then as far as the lineup as well, I'm kind of just completely just going off the top of my head. I really honestly have no idea who's going to be there. Just like TJ was saying, obviously Tom Meents is going to be there. Why wouldn't he? You know, it's probably going to be his last ever Superstar Challenge, assuming he'd probably be done after World Finals next year. But, you know, I'd like to see – I don't really think it's going to be, like, too unpredictable. I think because it's only the second one they've ever had, and it's the first one in 4 years now, I believe. I believe 2019 was the other one. So I feel like for their second show ever and first time in a while, they're probably just going to go pretty easy with the lineup, in my opinion. Nothing, like, too unexpected. But as far as, like, actual predictions, I honestly couldn't tell you. But hopefully the lineup gets revealed pretty soon because I'm looking forward to it.
Kurt Kramer for Superstar Challenge. Yeah, the people's man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A few drivers I can see getting in. Definitely Tom Meents. He's a 14-time champ. And since it's his last season, if he's not done by then, he'll definitely be in. Definitely Ryan Anderson I see getting in. Possibly Ryan Disharoon. Let's see. I think, you know, either Tyler Meninga or Adam Anderson could get in. I'm not sure if it would be both or one. And if so, I don't know if they'd be color schemed or not. I don't know how many trucks they'd have multiple if they would have, but right. I think Adam's the priority, and then it goes Tyler and the rest, I suppose. You know, I'm not the drafter.
You're not the guy.
I'm not the guy. But I think a few other people that could get in would be possibly if Monster Mutt Dalmatian has anything going on. It's a very popular fan truck, Jamie Sullivan, potentially. It would be a wild card pick, but it'd be pretty cool. Corey Rummel and Jim Kohler, I think, will definitely make it in. Depends how many independent trucks they'll want to put in. If they want to put 4, I think it's definitely Ryan Disharoon, maybe John Gordon, and then the 2 team screams. Or it could even be 3 team screams and someone else. Don't know. But that's just a few of my drivers. I don't really know the others I would want to have in or would get in. But I think it's going to be a cool thing. We know nothing about it other than it's 12 or 14 trucks, and it's something really cool coming up. So for all the fans that don't know about it, it's in Anaheim, California. Get your tickets. Baseball field. Big-ass floor. I like it. It's really good. Really enjoy it. Very lumptuous track.
Yep, all glass.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and it's got a roof, so we're good.
A little bit. I suppose. There is some live results here, guys. There is a, what do you want to call it? Not toughest monster truck tour show going on at the Colorado State Fair, and Mike Christensen and Vendetta just took the win against Velociraptor. And then we have results from San Jose coming in from Monster Truck Lord. Tyler Meninga wins timed racing. He wins two-wheel. And Armando Castro wins donuts. So I guess freestyle is about to go on in probably 20 minutes. Any cool shows you guys are looking forward to? I know I'm looking forward to October. There's 3 weekends of Australia Monster Jam. So I will miss the cool United States shows, but debatably they might be pretty dang cool. They were last year. And then Puerto Rico comes up October 28th. Anything you guys are looking forward to?
Yeah, so I'm not going to any shows in October, at least as of right now. I don't have anything planned, but I'm definitely looking forward to see the United States shows and the overseas shows from the footage that we get, which is going to be really awesome. The Australia shows, like Wayne said, they were really nice last year, and I bet they're going to be just as nice this year as well. And off the top of my head, I believe we have Arlington and Houston in October as well, so that's going to be pretty cool. Looking forward to see how those play out. And then for me personally, like I said, my next show is going to be the Superstar Challenge, and then I really don't know after that. We're going to have to wait and see what the 2024 lineups are going to look like and the schedule and everything, which hopefully those announcements will be coming soon. We don't really quite know, but I know in the past Monster Jam has liked to have the kickoff show in September, and we've just gotten to September now, so hopefully the kickoff show will be pretty soon, and we'll be able to see what shows are going to be happening when next year.
Yeah, it should be in the next 2 weeks, I believe. TJ, what do you got?
I don't really have any other shows planned out yet. I kind of got trying to plan some stuff for October, not shows related, but some things I really want to do. I really wanted to go to Vancouver, but the Independents I was hoping to be there are not going to be there, so I really don't think I'm going to go. Plus, I have a doctor appointment the day I was going to leave now, so I really can't go. But other than that, nothing yet. Any shows that you want to see in 2024? Like any spots, like something brand new that Monster Jam hasn't gone to, or anything that interests you yet for 2024 season?
Personally, although it's outside of the United States, I'd love to see them do one of those old Canadian venues like Montreal. But I don't see it happen in Montreal because they probably have a contract with the Independents. I'd love to see Monster Jam go back to West Lebanon, which we could talk about the Independent show we did, TJ. But West Lebanon's a legendary venue. Got to visit it and loved it. And it would be cool to see Monster Jam make a return, even if it's just an 8-truck tour to some of these speedways, because there's a lot of fans requesting they would do it. They moved away from the racetrack starting in, I would say, 2016 or 17. And they even used to come to one near me called Bubba Speedway in Ocala, Florida. But that would be really cool. What do you guys think?
So for me personally, there's one stadium that I've always really wanted Monster Jam to go to. As an upstate New Yorker, it would have to be the Buffalo Bills Stadium in Buffalo, New York. I'm just about an hour and a half outside of that, and there were rumors that they were going to go there in 2020, but obviously we know what happened in 2020, and unfortunately that never happened. But there were rumors they were going to have a show there that summer, so I'm not really sure if they will in 2024, but right now they are actually working on building a brand new stadium for the Bills. I think it's going to be ready by 2025, I think. Maybe it's 2026 at the latest, but somewhere around there. So if we don't see it next year, hopefully in the next 2, 3, 4 years, we'd be able to see Monster Jam in Buffalo, because that would be really awesome, I think.
Yeah, for me, obviously it's Sandpoint Stadium is number one. Right? If I had to pick a place where they would go back or pray or say, hey, they need to hurry up and make a new stadium. They need to hurry up and make a new stadium. So I mean, that's number one. Everyone wants that back. Everyone misses it, especially all the people that haven't gone yet. They want to be able to go once, even though it's brand new, different. Yeah. I don't really know anything else.
Okay. Quick little shout out here to one of our Do It boys, Nathan Smith. He's in Colorado at that Toughest Monster Truck Tour, and he wanted to let the people know that Raminator and Ramunition have some displays coming up. They're at the Colorado State Fair right now, doing the Oklahoma State Fair in 2 weeks, and then going to the Texas State Fair for a month. So he just wanted to say, how's it going? And he's having a great time with the Hall brothers, and he wishes he could be here. But he will definitely be on, hopefully, the next episode when we schedule it a little better. We're the best with scheduling here at the Do It Boys.
So good.
Another cool thing I wanted to talk about on here, Monster Jam's going to a lot of international places, and I saw recently, within the past month or two, they added Ireland to the countries tab, because they have little tabs for all the countries. So it would be cool to possibly see an Ireland Monster Jam show. What do you guys think about that? I know it's very far away and hard to travel to, but wouldn't it be freaking cool to see Monster Jam in Ireland?
I'm totally going with you, buddy. No question about it. I am going.
There we go. Do It Boy TJ is coming along. What do you think, Riley?
Yeah, I'll be there too. I don't care who's paying for it. If it's me or Wayne, I'll probably just end up making Wayne pay for it, or maybe even TJ. I don't know, but
definitely.
I think it's really cool, though. It's really cool how they've been expanding more internationally the last couple of years, ever since they've come back from COVID. I don't know if we're allowed to say that word on here, but yeah, no, it's really cool. They've been expanding to more places, and Ireland, I think, is definitely a pretty cool place.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most unique. I've flown into there like once or twice max, and it's beautiful. Never got to go, so have a Monster Jam show there is incredible. But one of the surprises we had this year was the Abu Dhabi show that I got to go to, which was incredible. And Blake Granger did one of the craziest sidewalls I've ever seen in an arena, until Tyler just did his in Los Angeles. But he had about 3 or 4 rotations and then got shut off. But thankfully, it landed back on all fours. Quite the show. That venue would be even bigger, like a lot bigger, if they didn't have the barriers by the walls. But they like to play it safe. So it's basically a bigger Allentown, I would say. But it's a really cool place. One of the highlights of the year for me personally. And TJ, would you like to talk about the independent show we went to in West Lebanon? What were you doing out there?
Well, I was sitting there in the back working on some trucks. I was helping out Team Scream. Besides the first day of it being a downpour of rain, it wasn't bad. The walk on the track when it's muddy is really the worst. I mean, you can't really walk anywhere. And I didn't bring a second pair of shoes, and I'm wearing tennis shoes. Don't recommend tennis shoes for when you have to work. But really, not really many problems. I did have we put some GoPros in there to try to get some videos of it. Unfortunately, I only have one truck's videos of it, which I'm not quite happy about that. Yeah, I lost the stupid card. I'm upset.
Dang it. Oh, yeah. Man. Well, I loved it. It was good as well, TJ. It's cool to see you and Tomcat, your father, working on the monster trucks, and we got to chip off some mud the last day. Yeah. That was my experience of work. Very hard worker right here. Carried some buckets. Tell you that. It was cool. It was a legendary venue, other than the one we went to last year that I didn't get to go to this year. What was that one? Hagerstown.
Yeah, Hagerstown, yeah.
It was one of those type of venues for me where it was so cool to go and see the historic venue. And hopefully Monster Jam can make a return there. If not, then hopefully these independent shows keep throwing it down. And it's cool to see new venues and historic venues opened up to these independent promoters for them to be able to expand and have awesome shows like that. So definitely one of my favorite things of the year, other than hanging out with Riley and going to Hot Wheels in Rochester.
Oh, yeah.
We did a, 4-hour drive in the morning?
Yeah, 3-4 hours. Yeah, like really early in the morning. Well, it was supposed to be really early in the morning. It ended up being later because we woke up late, but that's a whole nother story for another time.
Wonder who
And
made you late.
Let's not get into that.
No, it's not me. I'll just say it wasn't me.
It wasn't me either. I can promise you
Wasn't
guys
me.
that.
Someone pulled a barb.
Oh, and it wasn't Wayne. Are you
Not really,
sure?
not really. Everything was fine. So yeah, that was cool. Riley showed me some local pizza places. It was a good old time in Rochester, New York. I came back home with 4 more pounds on my belly.
I bet you did.
Yeah, that was a fun weekend. West Lebanon was really fun. I was there too. It wasn't as cool as TJ. I wasn't able to work the show, but I was there as a fan for just the second time ever. Last year was actually the first time. I never went there when Monster Jam was there, surprisingly, even though it's only about a 4-hour drive for me. But I think it would be really awesome if they could go back there in the future, because I would 100% go, especially because the last couple of years I've been trying to expand more and go to more shows. So I think that would be awesome. And then, yeah, the Hot Wheels show was pretty fun. I already mentioned it earlier, but that was my second one of the year. So, yeah, pretty cool. The other one was back in January, actually. It was my first show this year. It was in Albany, which was actually right near West Lebanon. They're only about 20 minutes apart. So, yeah.
Really cool, Riley. It was cool all of us to hang out and see each other. 1 or 2 more things I want to point out before we end this first episode of the Do It Talk. There is a Hot Wheels show I'm going to this weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. 3 shows in Jacksonville. And then the other thing I wanted to point out, there's a popular YouTuber by the name of Cleus McFarlane that I follow, and great content, one of the funniest people. He does basically car content, trucks, and all types of stuff. Ryan Anderson is going to be going to Bristol, Tennessee, where they have the NASCAR track, and he will be racing in the Bristol 100 presented by Pennzoil. And Cleus McFarlane runs this event every year. It's called the Bristol 100, and it's a bunch of basically retired cop cars that all race each other. And they have a 5-point harness, 4-point harness, and they have a roll cage, and they all race 100 laps. And it's one of the most exciting races. As Ryan Anderson, I know it has, what's its name? Let me go ahead and pull it up here real quick.
Tony Swerve's got to be in it, right?
Roman Atwood's there.
Isn't Tony Swerve going to be in it too?
I don't think Tony's racing, but he'll probably be there. It would be pretty cool to see him there. Looking for the lineup right now.
Roman Atwood's going to be there. I remember that when I was looking at the lineup.
Yes, that's who I was talking about. And there is Demolition Ranch, who actually drove in Evansville, Indiana last year. He drove, I think, Taurus. He's actually going to be at this driving as well. So Ryan Anderson will be driving beside Roman Atwood, Demolition Ranch, and many other YouTubers, car YouTubers and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool. I was thinking of going, but I want to stay in Florida, have a chill weekend. So just going to drive up to Jacksonville. 3.5 hours. TJ, you want to go with me?
I actually would.
Well, we might be talking about something after this call if you're free.
Oh, the next weekend, right?
No, it's this weekend, tomorrow.
No, I can't do that, Lane.
Wow. Shame.
I got a 3-hour drive home tomorrow.
Ooh. But yeah, cool event. Just wanted to shout that out because it seems like not enough people know about it in the industry. So looking forward to that. He has a live stream that you can pay for, or you can watch it on YouTube after a week probably. But I think that is about it. Do you guys have any other comments or things to bring up before we end this first episode?
One thing I want to bring up was when we were talking about West Lebanon, that second show was sold out. There was not a single seat open.
Officially?
Officially. Yep. I think they said that was like the first in maybe 10-something years. I remember when it said. But it was cool to see that. I agree with Riley. It would be nice to see Monster back there again. Even if they do, what they should do is add these speedway shows into in the arenas. So it changes it up. You have the stadium guys go to Atlanta Speedway. Why can't you have the arena guys go some 1 or 2 speedway or little speedways to make it fun and make it different for everyone? I think that would make it fair make it more interesting and give it a little different competition. You know.
I agree. Absolutely. Riley?
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Oh, good.
Sorry.
I think it would be cool if Monster Jam went back there too, like I was talking about before. Another speedway that really stands out to me is the one in Hagerstown, Maryland. I almost went to that show this year, but I'm pretty sure I had something going on that weekend because that's only like about a 5-hour drive for me, so it was definitely doable. I didn't make it this year, but hopefully I'll be there next year. And then, yeah, like we were saying, hopefully Monster Jam is able to expand more to, go back to those speedways that they used to go to just a handful of years ago. So, yeah.
And a few photos here I have with the sold out show. You can see here, I don't know if it's gonna work or not because of the light, but you can see the crowd over here. This is just one side of it, absolutely sold out. And then this is the parking lot, just a part of it. You can see entirely sold out, barely any spots left. It was so cool in West Lebanon. And Riley, absolutely, Hagerstown's one of the coolest venues I've been to. And I hope all three of us get to go once again. TJ's the closest to it, right?
Yeah, it's like hour and a half away.
Not bad, not bad.
I can tell you one thing about that. If you want to see anyone flip over, I can guarantee you 99% of the time I know who it's going to be. It's going to be Joe Foley at X. He's done it 2 years in a row.
And speaking of Joe Foley, let's just give a shout out to the man. He's been one of the coolest guys to interview, and he's one of our greatest friends in the industry. He's a good guy, volunteer firefighter in the past, and definitely hope he can drive Axe and Monster Jam this upcoming season. We'll see what happens with that, but he's been one of the coolest to watch this year, one of the coolest off the track, and we just want to give a shout out to Joe Foley from the Do It Boys. Thank you for being a great sport, a great friend, and a great contributor here on the Do It Boys contributor. But yeah,
Joe.
Joe Foley and X.
We give him so much crap, and he puts up with it. I don't know why, but
I don't know how. How does he do it? Riley, I hear you're a big Gage Bursey fan. Why don't you tell the people about Gage Bursey?
Yeah, Gage Bursey, he's the son of Jeff Bursey. For those of you guys who don't know, he actually used to drive Towasaurus Rex back in the early 2000s. I really am not too good with the history from that time, but I know at least for a fact that he drove it in 2004 because I actually have the diecast truck from that year. And then his son Gage, he actually just graduated high school a couple of months ago, 18 years old. He's already in his third or fourth year competing. He started at 15, 16 years old as far as I know. He originally was in Towasaurus Rex. He also drove the Witch Doctor truck for a couple of years as well, or not for a couple of years, but at a handful of shows as well. And then this year, he actually built his own brand new truck that has never been driven by anybody else before called Excavator. And, he's had some struggles so far in his first couple of shows, still figuring things out. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what Gage Bursey can do for the rest of this year. He's got a ton of independent shows lined up. As far as I know there's no more Versus shows this summer. Versus Monster Trucks, the independent tour, the independent league that basically just goes around New York. I think they had one show outside of New York this year, but yeah, they're done for the year now. So I'm not really sure what Gage's schedule is going to look like, but yeah, Gage is one of my good friends. Definitely wanted to give him a good shout out as well. But yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to give the fans a little look into it. This is the truck that Riley's talking about, Excavator. It's red. What would you describe that as, Riley?
Yeah, definitely red. It says Excavator on the side there. I can't exactly read it, but I think on the left corner there on the tailgate, I think it says it has the Versus Monster Trucks logo. There's a good photo right there of him tearing up the track. I don't remember exactly what show that was from, but yeah, and there's a photo of it right there.
Oh, is that next to Rage?
Tim Mente.
Yeah, that's Storm Damage.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Oh, good guess.
It's got the blue, and it looked like it was a Rage logo. So
it's all good.
Lucky guess.
Lucky guy.
Oh yeah.
Well, guys, it was a good episode. I had fun. Riley, we appreciate you coming on. And TJ, we have something to announce about Mac Bulldog Mac.
Oh, we
We
do?
do?
Oh yeah,
We do?
Oh,
Yeah,
we
we
do,
do.
don't we? Well, you're going to have
We
to announce it
do.
'cause I don't know.
We
Oh,
officially
yeah.
inaugurate Mac Bulldog Mac into the Do It Boys. Welcome.
Congratulations.
Welcome to the
Congratulations.
club, Riley.
Let's go, guys. It's an honor to be here for the first podcast, and it's an honor to be an official member of the Do It Boys. Looking forward to the next one. Not sure what it's going to be, but I'm really honored to be here. And yeah, that's about all I have to say.
Are you going to give us extra more points into the NASCAR Instagram league, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
For all those that don't know, we do a predictions chat for NASCAR. We are a bunch of nerds with NASCAR, and that's our other passion as well as football for Riley. And
Oh, yeah.
for me, it's any racing in general. Well, earthquake.
Man, them Floridians, you gotta be careful. They get a lot of earthquakes.
No, it's more like a big tide that just hit me. Well, guys, it was a pleasure to be here. Riley, thanks for joining us. TJ, thanks for hosting us.
Yeah, no problem.
And from the Do It Boys, from Riley, Mac Bulldog Mac, TJ, Gunther, and Wayne Shockey Jr., we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching the Do It Boys. Keep on doing.
On the rails.
Okay.